It's just incredible the level of anti-Semitism going on in this nation. I've never thought I saw anything like this. When I grew up, all the Democrats, every Jewish friend I ever knew voted Democrat no matter what. What are they doing now? Like, why are Jews voting for these people that basically want to kill their brethren? It's unbelievable. Let's go to this Tlaib, a complete anti-Semite whack job. Let's get to Tlaib here, John. Cut 14.
The majority of Americans are literally against oppression. They're against occupation. They're against human rights violations. If you just tell them the truth, they will be on our side. So we have to speak the truth. We gotta stop allowing people to police our words, to target what we say. At the end, Maya and Shama should be alive. And if we don't get back to our shared humanity, I don't think we're ever going to be able to come back from this.
All right, Colonel Mills. You got Tlaib at this Palestinian rally. They're climbing the walls. They're saying, kill the Jew, gas the Jew. Why are Jews still voting for these people? Do you have any idea?
They need to be open-minded and realize they're on the wrong side if they're voting blue like that. Tlaib is just an over the top nut job. This is the third phase of the conflict. Now, the first phase was a year-long planning phase that was Iran, and Iran works for China. So that was phase one. Phase two. Or excuse me, that was phase one. Phase two was the actual attack, a very sophisticated attack, massive barrage, then 15 assault points. This was very, very different. Never seen anything like this before. Now we're in phase three, information warfare, cognitive warfare. It is a thing. So they're all trying right now. They're trying to scramble because they a horrible attack. Nobody can agree with that. Nobody likes that. And they realize in the information war, they're down in the count. So now they're trying to climb out. Now they're trying to be nice. Now they're talking about shared humanity, censoring words. Well, geez, isn't that what they're doing to us? So this is just they're trying to gain back ground that they've lost because it's all about information warfare at this point forward. This reminds me of Bosnia and the different events when there was mortar rounds landing in the market, and immediately the Serbs were blamed, even though on at least one. We found out later it was actually a Bosnian round that killed a bunch of Bosnians. But it doesn't matter. It triggered the whole intervention. So truth didn't matter. We're at that point again. The Israelis have been extremely judicious, careful, methodical, because they know they will lose if they can come in and they can just level, especially the northern part of the Gaza Strip, where the Hamas is hiding at and refusing to let Palestinian civilians go. They're murdering them at checkpoints for trying to leave. The Israelis are trying to handle this very carefully. They will eliminate Hamas. It'll take time, but they have to. Both of their spokespersons I've seen, both of the Israeli generals, very eloquent in English, very clear and articulate. Just like we dropped leaflets before we dropped the 2 A-bombs, we spent days dropping leaflets warning the Japanese citizen to evacuate. We did everything possible. Same thing here. They're really handling this well. Tlaib and the radicals are down in the count. They're trying to climb back out, and they're using these nice-sounding words and expression. Where Tlaib is a total thug and a hater of the Jewish population. So this is just utter drivel and attempting to regain the dominance and the momentum in the information warfare. All about information warfare this time. It's the third phase of the conflict, and it's all about information warfare.
Colonel, where's the accountability of the state-run media fake news companies that kind of ran with a story that Israel had bombed a hospital before they had any of the facts? Where's their accountability in this, Colonel Mills?
Yeah, that shows the shameful nature of legacy media, because just like I mentioned those mortar rounds in the 90s in the marketplaces, immediately it was the Serbs. Even though we had forensic evidence later, and I served in Tuzla for a year in the north where one of the massacres occurred, Turns out later, that was a Bosnian round. Same thing here. They've jumped on this immediately. It's the Israelis, and I think all forensics are clear on this. This was Hamas. Did they do it intentionally? A lot of these are homemade rockets, very unreliable, very untrustworthy. You don't know what's going to happen when you light one of these homemade rockets off. And these are not tiny bottle rockets. They're usually made out of actually piping that we've been paying for, or the UN has been paying for, and we've been paying the UN. So they cut up that drainage pipe or the water lead pipe. That is heavy pipe. It's big. You can pack a lot of propellant, a lot of explosive in those, but you don't. It's done hobby. They're doing it hobby job like. They're not doing it in a factory. You don't know what's going to happen when you light one of those off. And it looks like they took out their own hospital. That was totally on the Hamas terrorists. But what did legacy media do? Oh, it's the Israelis, and now they're kind of backpedaling or saying, oh yeah, we were wrong. It was the Hamas. Okay, we'll just go on and start. No. There has to be absolute transparency and accountability from legacy media, and we need to pound them on this. That was a lie. They jumped on it. They jumped out all the Israeli haters and legacy media. They immediately said, oh, those poor Palestinians. And remember, we've got to differentiate between the Palestinians and Hamas. That's part of the game. We can't group them together, even though most of Hamas are Palestinians. I totally understand that. But we always have to, in the information war, be very careful about separating them out here, because they're going to play this game. Oh, these poor Palestinians that were innocent, innocents and were killed. Yeah, Hamas did that. Let's talk about the Hamas checkpoints, where Hamas has set up checkpoints to kill any Palestinian who attempts to leave. And the Israelis very wisely said, go to the southwest, get out of the heavily built up, heavily tunneled Hamas cesspool in the northeast, get out. And what does Hamas do? Set up checkpoints and kill, and they do kill innocent civilians. Where's the coverage on that?